Started off calm this morning, but the last 4 hours, maybe 3 hours, stuff like this. Luckily it was at my back, so I was able to make some time, but Jeff, you would not have liked the last hour and a half of this ride. Tonight is going to be a in the tent dinner. The outside, the wind's blowing at about 20 knots. So yes, I got myself my 3-cheese chicken pasta. Pretty good. Just didn't feel like fixing anything tonight. You can hear and see the wind shaking the tent. Just got off the phone with Deb, so that was nice. She'll be heading off to Ecuador. Then we won't speak for another 3 weeks or more. Anyway, I'm, slowly getting into the rhythm of the thing, breaking into being on my own, which is it's a transition. It's not necessarily always easy, but that's the way it is. So Duluth is in the distance, maybe 5 miles. This part of Lake Superior is very silty, and I have to take the water out of here and let it sit in my portable sink before I can even filter it. It's usually pristine blue. And over here is my bath for the evening. I didn't actually get in it, but it was a sponge bath. So I just got out of the lock, or halfway through the lock, when the alarm sounded. They raised the bridge that I got a picture of, and then this big mug was coming in. Couldn't believe it. I hadn't seen one ship all day. 5 in the morning, the first major thunderstorm, first rain period. I think I'll probably be holding up. We're talking about showers and thunderstorms all day, but I think once this moves off I can get going. At least this system will be out of the way. Split Rock Lighthouse there. So now you see the reason why they had lighthouses and foghorns. Extremely foggy day today. So I've seen that from the outside a number of times, and I finally get to see it from its working side. Here's a tent side view of the campsite along the Minnesota shoreline. So it started off and was an idyllic paddling day for most of the day. Turned into some very trying waves for the last hour, and there is just no place. The whole shoreline is nothing but that type of cliff. I found this one little cove, and I'm going to have to try to make that home for the night. I've got to try to figure out how to turn that gravel into a flat enough place for a tent. Smooth it out. I mean, I could get it flat enough, and in terms of the rock, that's going to be a chore. About the only thing I can think to do is to try to flatten this out somehow. I mean, between the two horizontal sticks, I've made a pretty flat bed, so I guess once I put my thermarest down, it'll work. What I'm going to have to do, since I'm not going to be able to put pegs in there, is made some dead men out of all the, at least I've got enough lumber. So I've made dead men, and I'll put those through the loops to hold the tent down.
So far, so good. Now I just have to get the cover on it, and I'll have some place to sleep for the evening. Okay guys, so I just got a lesson to why these things are called dead men. They've got to be buried. You can't just put rocks on them because they'll blow away. The tent just about wound up on top of the cliff there by, this is a wind directly into this little cove. So if you use a dead man, make sure he's in the ground. Alright, so there you have it. Now I just have to move stuff in and wait till it dies down to get my kayak over here.
Well, finally nice and cozy in the tent. I'll just make a quick supper tonight. And then there's the next morning. Same scene, same lake. And considering the noise and the rocks and the cold, I got a pretty nice night's sleep last night, so little breakfast, little reading time, 2 hours into Grand Marais, and I'm hoping to be sleeping in a bed the next couple nights. So it's the morning after the night before. Take 10. So it's take 10. So it's the morning after being cast away, you guys, and considering the rocks and the cold and the booming surf, I had a pretty good night's sleep, pretty much usual. I've been up for about an hour, having my coffee, had one scone left over from the Temperance River Bakery, done some journal writing, which is something I do every morning. I'm reading 2 books. This first segment, anyway, one is Ed Abbey's A Fool's Progress, which is a novel. He died of cancer in his 50s, and I think this is pretty much his swan song. He calls it an honest novel, and knowing him probably is a lot about him. And then I'm reading Magellan's Circumnavigation of the World, which I thought was appropriate for my circumnavigation of Superior. So actually, besides drowning, my other biggest fear is running out of something to read. So I've got other books stashed along the way, and I think I'm going to buy another one at Grand Marais just to be sure. So anyway, you guys, I'll hang out here for another hour or so, and then head into Grand Marais and have some downtime and get this stuff off to you guys and send some emails and check my emails. So anyway, it's been a really great first 11 days or whatever it's been. So anyway, let me get this off to you. Thanks for being there and thanks for supporting.